Hi, my friend. I'm Emma Rowena. I'm a musician, a performer, an intuitive, and I've been guided to share some tools with you, some exercises that you can do in order to help you shift your energies, shift your reality, shift your direction if you so wish. This is powerful, beautiful work, and as part of my intuitive work, I actually work very, very closely with energies. I see energies, I sense energies, and I have discovered how you can actually release them and transform them and open up to those good, beautiful, loving energies that we all long for in our hearts and in our bodies and in our systems, so that we can align ourselves with our own natural rhythm, our own light, if you like, our purpose. We are all on a path of evolvement, and we're looking for harmony and balance. Yes, we're looking for love. That is an expression of the harmony and balance. This is how I see it. Now, I want you to know that everything I'm sharing is from the perspective that I have here. We all have our own slice of the truth as human beings, as souls. And none of us holds the entire truth. So whatever I share, if it resonates with you, welcome. If it doesn't, discard it. Find something else that resonates with you. But I have been shown, and I do receive guidance. I've opened up to the guidance from my higher self and from my team, as I call it, my invisible team. Sometimes we see that the children have a communication with some fantasy animals or something that we tend to laugh a little bit about. Maybe we shouldn't discard it so much. Maybe it's their connection to the higher wisdom. I certainly had them. I lost them, and now I have regained the connection, or reopened the connection. And it's a great team. So I was sitting here meditating today, asking, what can I do from now on in order to be of the best service I can for other people, for myself, for my son, for my dog, for my family and friends? And this is what came up, sharing some of the tools. And the first one that came up, because it was a topic that came in a conversation I had this morning with my son, was the topic of worry. Worrying about money, worrying about health, about relationships, life, whatever it is, we all worry about something because we have this fear that we're not safe. And this all comes down to our lack of, or forgetting to have faith, to trust that we are cared for. That aligns or goes along with the connection with our teams and our guides and God, if you like. For those of you who have that connection, I find that I more and more am connecting to the whole, in which there's also the divine, of course, there's source or God, and then all these other beautiful energies and some contrasts and conflicts that we have to experience as human beings, because this is part of our evolvement. Now, without further ado, let's start looking at how you can practice, explore, investigate energies and shifting energies, lifting off those that inhibit you and transforming them, releasing them, so that you can open up to the natural flow of you, of who you are, and of your life, of your rhythm, of your wave in this world, in your life, as a soul, as a spirit, and as a human being. Energies are always moving. Some of them feel like they're stuck because it's densified, like a physical object has a denser movement, a denser energy. We know this from physics, than, for instance, air, oxygen. And then there are the energies that we can feel and sense, but that we don't quite understand how or why we sense. It's just another movement. You can sense another person's mood sometimes simply because they're radiating a vibration that this mood causes them to be in at that moment. And this goes also for your patterns and your worry, your fears. And we're looking at worry today because it is actually something we can all relate to, and because that came to me. So let's just start. I want you first to think about one thing in your life that you tend to worry about. And you want to know this. This comes from somewhere. This is not your nature. Your worry is not who you are. It's a system, a pattern, a behavior that you have been shown or taught, or that you've taken on, usually from our ancestors. It can also be from our peers, society. A lot of it comes from society, but again, that comes from ancestors, from generations of patterns. And then for those of us who have children, we tend to give that on to our children unless we start to release it. And this is why I find this really important for the healing of our world, if you like, and for the young generation, is that we as parents, if you are a parent, take this seriously for yourself, but also for the next generation. So when you start to release this in yourself, you will allow the release of that pattern for your children. And just trust me on this. We'll go with the imagination and the visuals for this, because this will become quite clear to you in that manner. Now, when I work like this, I always work with images, because I find that sort of surpasses, it goes beyond, it tricks your mind so that you can actually tap into your essence and the language of your spirit, of your soul. And you can also then experience, explore, and see that which your mind does not quite understand or know or recognize through the physical eyes or the ears. So we will work with the images, and you're just going to have to go with it and play with it and explore it and practice and use your own way of discovering this. And maybe you don't see sort of with your inner eye or inner mind any images. Maybe you just perceive it or hear it or sense it or know it somehow, and maybe images come more later. It doesn't really matter. Just go with whatever works for you right now. So this is part of my sharing here, the importance of trusting your language, your way, your experience, because that is key. That is your instrument in this world to bringing beauty and wisdom out into the collective. And doing it your way gives you more strength than if you're trying to copy somebody else's way of doing it. So comparing yourself to somebody who sees things very, very clearly with the physical eye, if you don't, is a waste of time. It's not the way that you're meant. It's not your most efficient way of bringing whatever energy or love or messages that you want to bring into the world. Your way is the way that comes to you intuitively through these meditations or exercises that I will share with you, or whichever exercises you find for you. So the key here is to trust what comes to you. Okay, so I cannot really emphasize that strongly enough. So you'll be hearing that again and again probably. Because we tend to forget, we tend to try to be somebody else or follow, because we've been following the guidance of others all the time, and we've forgotten to follow our own hearts and our own guidance. So think of this worry. You've had a little time now while I've been chatting. Maybe there's something that you now recognize as a big theme in your life that you worry about. Maybe it can be your children, it can be, as I said, money, it can be health, whatever it is. Maybe it's about speaking your truth or asking questions that might seem silly to others. It might be, well, whatever comes to you. And I'd like you then to think of if a person or a group of people comes to mind when I say that this comes from someone. Not because they wanted you to suffer, but because this is what they knew. Okay, so just have that little bit, those groups of people, that person in the back of your mind. If you have children, just bring those children to your awareness as well, and just sort of place them in front of you somehow in your imagination. You can close your eyes for this. This will help. Now I'd like you to bring your awareness to your body. And if there's any part of your body that you feel that this worry or this pattern is connected to or is stuck in, just bring your awareness to that part of the body. Now this can be one point, such as the solar plexus or your tummy. It can be your neck. It can be one part of the body that comes to you. It can also be several parts of your body. Sometimes a physical part, maybe your feet, maybe your finger, maybe the back of your head. It can be, usually some of it is connected to at least one chakra, which is, if you don't know them, you have the root chakra at the base of your spine, you have the sacrum just below the navel, you have the solar plexus, you have the heart chakra in the middle of your chest, the throat chakra, and then you have the third eye, the pineal gland in your head behind your eyebrows, and then the crown on the top of your head, above your head. So those are the energies. You can also feel this. This can appear in your imagination as a string that is sort of pulling at one part of your body, or maybe an arrow or a spear or something sharp. It can be just some sort of a web, like a spider's web. Maybe there's lots of little threads all around. Whichever comes to you, as I say these things, I bring suggestions to you, but there might be something completely different appearing to you. It might be a color or a shadow or something in your body, in your system. Now, bring your awareness to the greater area around your body, your magnetic field or aura, if you like. Maybe there's some part of that that is affected by this worry, this pattern. Just use your imagination, explore, be curious, wonder, and if you cannot sense anything or if you can't find a spot, bring your awareness, just walk around your body from your head, maybe down through your neck, down through your spine, your shoulders, arms, chest, solar plexus, tummy, hips, pelvis, buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, feet, ankles, toes, fingers, nails, maybe somewhere in your face, maybe your brain, anywhere. And then just have a look around your magnetic field on the outside of your body. Just go around and look and see if there's anything that you sort of just want to stop at with your awareness. And explore and maybe ask if there's a color or a shadow or a string, anything. Okay, don't spend too much time worrying about getting it right. You've brought the attention to this now, so that's the exercise, and you're exploring it. And if it's not clear for you right now, don't worry about it. You're still connected to it. I can feel it. So even if you're watching this way later than when I'm posting this, you're connected to the energy because you're here. So then I would like you to imagine that you can cut any thread, any connection behind you, on any side, any part of your body that is connected to ancestors or your society around you that has brought this sense of worry or fear to your life, to your system. You can cut it, you can shake it off, you can use your hand to sort of wipe it off your body. Maybe if it's like a cobweb, you gather it together in a ball in front of you. And I'd like you now, any part that you're gathering together, I'd like you to just sort of hold it in your hand and maybe blow at it so that it starts to move out into the space around you, in front of you. And watch as it starts to float and ascend, maybe change color, maybe it takes the shape of a bird flying away, or a butterfly, or something, a particle, or a pile of dust that turns into a sparkle, a cloud of sparkles, stars, whatever it is. Maybe it just floats out like a mirage. Maybe you even imagine that somebody's taking it for you and throwing it even further out into the universe to be transformed and healed and released. It's just energy. Now I'd like you to look at the connection with your children if you have children. And I'd like you now you cannot fix anything for your child in this sense. The only thing you can do is release it from you so that they can let go of it. That will help them to move forward without carrying your patterns that you've inherited and that you've unwillingly passed on. We know. This is okay. This is part of the learning. So imagine now that you're cutting any connection to this worry, not from your heart or your love, but to this pattern, this string that came up, or the spear, or the colors, or the cobweb, whichever way it works for you. Imagine just releasing that from you, letting it go so that it can fizzle up into nothing as it moves out towards your children. So they can, oh my goodness, what happened? Suddenly something feels lighter for them. I promise you something will happen when you start doing this. And you don't need to worry. And there's another worry. If you start trying to check that this is working for your children, or you feel it, that's another worry, because then you're worrying that it's not working. So that's another one you can do the same exercise for. You're worrying that maybe your children are not getting the benefit of your work, or maybe you're worrying that you're not doing it right, or you're not doing enough of this cleanse for yourself. Let's take that right away and let's just cut it and release it, and dissolve it, and let it out into the air. You've inherited that from somewhere as well. So let's cut that from the past. You've learned to worry about your children. Okay. Beautiful. And maybe you'll feel a little shiver in your body. You can move your body to start adjusting it to the new reality, the new experiences. Beautiful. And you can start to breathe it out. Maybe a sigh. Maybe you want to brush your body, any dust, any particles that are still left in your body. And maybe you haven't got every single string or attachment to this pattern yet, but you've got a big pile of energy shifted. And your imagination has helped you. Your imagination is your connection to your inner language. It's a beautiful, powerful tool. So please honor your imagination. Use it as much as you can. Play with it. Okay, my dears. Beautiful. At least the energy feels so different where I am. And as I said, the energy works even across time, because energy does not relate to time. That's just our perception of reality. And we're going to talk about that maybe another time, but not now. If that boggles your mind, just let it go. Just try and trust. And I can feel that whoever is connected here is actually being affected by this. Yeah. Simply because you're doing the work and you're understanding at the core of yourself what this is all about. You can see and sense energies. It just needs a little practice if you're not already doing it. A little exploration and curiosity. And don't necessarily expect to see it with your physical eyes, because that takes a little convincing for the mind. It's when you close your eyes or you look inwards and you explore like a dream landscape. That's when you're seeing it and sensing it, or even just hearing or feeling in your body or your system. There you go. Beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning into this. I do hope you enjoyed it. Please share any thoughts, any experiences with me below, or by connecting directly to me. You can connect on my website, emmarowena.no, or any other social media channel that you can find me in. I welcome you to the rest of your explorative, curious, and exciting and magical life. And I will be posting some more of these as the topics come to me. So you can subscribe to get notified or simply check in. Have a beautiful day. Many blessings.